Hey, what up, guys? Oh, shit, sorry. So coming to you again with another mid-year top 10. This one, we're going to look at the 140-pound junior welterweight division. This division is another one that's really on the rise. If you're not paying attention to the World Boxing Super Series that it's got going on, you're making a mistake because it's really good right now. So let's bust into that and take a look at everything going on in the top 10 right now. We start with the guys that are out. There's only one guy out from the last top 10 at the end of March, and that is former two-division world champion Rances Barthelemy. Barthelemy returned at the end of April and moved back down to 135 because he had an opportunity to fight for the vacant WBA regular lightweight championship. He took on Robert Easter Jr. He fought to a draw. He's ranked at 135, so I will talk a little bit more about him when I get to the lightweight top 10, but that's why he's dropped out, because he officially moved down in weight, and I don't know if he's going to stay there or not, but for now, that's where he's ranked. Now let's get into the top 10. We start with the man that is still number 10. He is the now former IBF champion, Ivan Berianchik. This guy returned in May in the World Boxing Super Series semifinals when he went over to Scotland and took on the number 2 seed in the tournament, and that was undefeated Josh Taylor. He just got outboxed and outclassed in this one. He fought as hard as he could. He came at Taylor, but Taylor showed great boxing skill. He outworked Berianchik, but Berianchik landed, like I said, he landed some good shots. He kept coming forward, but he got soundly defeated, lost the world title. I still think he's top 10 worthy just because he was in there against one of the top guys in the division, and no shame in getting beat against a guy like that. So for now, he remains in my top 10. Not sure when he's coming back and if he's going to even come back at 140, but we'll see what happens with him. Next at number 9, and actually still number 9, is the former world title challenger Hosea Beta. Beta fought back in February when he came up short against Jose Ramirez in that, which was a really good fight. He came back and he fought to a no contest against some nobody. I think a cut stopped the fight. So, tough break for him, but at least it wasn't a loss. Something he can make up from. I believe we'll see him back in a few months, banging it out. He's currently number 9 in the WBC, so he's got to work his way up if he wants to get back into the title mix. Next at number 8, breaking into the top 10 for his first time, is Terry Flanagan. He's a former lightweight champion. He's coming off of back-to-back losses in 2018. He's supposed to be returning on July 12th, and I'm hearing he's probably going back to 135, but considering his last fight was in October in the World Boxing Super Series quarterfinals, considering he has a win over Hosea Beta, who's in the top 10, I decided Flanagan deserves to be in it. He's coming back. We'll see what he does. We'll see what weight it is, but for now, heading into the third quarter, I got him ranked in the top 10 at 140. Next and still number 7 is former world title challenger Pablo Cesar Cano. Cano was supposed to come back on the Canelo undercard, but he got hurt in training, so there's no news on when he's going to come back yet. Cano's currently ranked number 3 by the WBC. If for some reason Victor Postol does not get a title shot against the winner of Ramirez and Hooker, then I'd like to see Cano get a shot before the end of the year. He knocked out Jorge Linares in January, a huge upset, one of the biggest upsets of the year, and that really raised his stock. So I'm hoping Cano gets recognized and he gets a shot at some point against somebody, at least in an eliminator. I think him and Postol would be a pretty decent fight, so we'll see what goes down. Next at number 6, dropping 2 spots from number 4, is the now former WBA junior welterweight champion, Kyra Reprid. Relic, in April, at the end of April, he returned and he defended his title against Regis Prograis in the World Boxing Super Series semifinals. He tried as hard as he could, but he was just so outclassed against Prograis, it wasn't even fair. Prograis completely dominated him with ease and stopped him in the 6th round, handing him a tough defeat. But you know what? No shame losing to a guy like him, but he did get dominated. Not sure when he's going to come back, if it's going to be at 140. we'll see what he does. I mean, I like Relic, though. He's a tough fighter that brings it at all times, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, tough loss for him, but hopefully he comes back strong before the end of the year. Next, and still number 5, he was previously tied for 5th, is the undefeated WBO champion, Maurice Hooker. Hooker announced a huge fight against Hosea Ramirez, the undefeated WBC champion. Matchroom and Top Rank got together. This fight's actually taking place on DAZN, which I'm shocked. I'm shocked Bob Arum let Hosea Ramirez come over. Big-time fight going on. That's July 27th in the main event of a DAZN card. They're unifying belts. They're both undefeated champions. Gonna be entertaining. Can't wait to see it. If I'm making a pick right now, I'm picking Maurice Hooker over Ramirez, but I think it could go either way. It's going to be a good one. That's Saturday, July 27th on DAZN. Next, at number 4, moving up from being tied for 5th, is undefeated WBC champion Hosea Ramirez. As we just said, Ramirez is going over to DAZN to challenge and try to unify belts against Maurice Hooker. I can't wait for this fight. I think it's going to be a good one. I just think Ramirez, I think he's overmatched in terms of Hooker's style. Hooker's a better boxer. He also punches with power. But he also got hurt in his last fight and put down, well, 2 fights ago against Alex Saucedo. And I think Ramirez might try to take advantage of that and come after him. But Ramirez is also open to getting hit. He hasn't had an easy time in his last 2 fights against Antonio Orozco and Hosea Beta. So we're going to see. Again, personally, I think Hooker's going to beat Ramirez, but I think Ramirez does have a chance, and it should be a good one Saturday, July 27th on DAZN. Next at number 3, or next and still number 3, is the former WBC champion, Victor Postol. Postol came back in April. He took on, he fought in an eliminator against Mohamed Minoue, dominated that guy over 10 rounds, got a one-sided unanimous decision. He looked like his old self in that fight. We're going to see what Postol has. He's currently ranked number 2 by the WBC. That title's getting decided in a unification bout. Not sure if they're going to make Postol the mandatory to the winner of that fight. Again, I think Postol and Pablo Cesar Cano would be a good fight, a good final eliminator between those two. So I really hope we get some kind of clarification on that, and I would love to see Postol back in the ring in August or September area. Next, and still number 2, is the undefeated and newly crowned IBF Junior Welterweight Champion, Josh Taylor of Scotland. He returned in May in the semifinals of the World Boxing Super Series when he took on undefeated Ivan Baranchyk. Outside of him fighting at home, you know, there was a lot of people that thought Baranchyk could pull off the upset because of his style, but Taylor, what a masterclass in boxing he put on. I mean, he really clearly, without a doubt, outboxed Baranchyk with ease and outworked him. It wasn't with ease. He did have to work hard, but he kind of made it look easy because he just continued to box, land good shots, and he really put on a good performance and captured his first world title. So congrats to him. He's punched a ticket to the finals against Regis Prograis. That's going to be an explosive fight. I can't wait to see it. That's later on this year in the finals of the World Boxing Super Series. So congrats to Taylor. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we get that fight announced soon. And then finally, still number 1, is the undefeated and newly crowned WBA Junior Welterweight Champion, Regis Prograis. At the end of April, he got his first world title shot against Kyra Reprid in the semifinals of the World Boxing Super Series. He dominated Reprid with ease, picked him apart, boxed, and landed some good hard shots, broke him down, scored a lopsided 6-round TKO victory, and captured his first world title. And now he's punched a ticket to the finals against Josh Taylor. This finals is going to be fun. I don't think it's going to take place by the time we do our next top 10, but hopefully that fight is announced by then. And I can't wait to see it. They're going to be unifying titles. They're both undefeated champions. You know, it's going to be an exciting fight. I cannot wait for it. But guys, this division is definitely on the rise. Prograis, Taylor, talented as fuck, and both undefeated champions. You got Ramirez fighting Hooker, undefeated champions to unify belts. we could be seeing an undisputed champion by early next year, and I really hope we do. I love these guys coming together. The World Boxing Super Series, I hope it's not finished after this season because it's really done well for boxing. I know they've had financial issues in paying the fighters on time, but I really hope they get all that figured out and they do come back for a season 3, because it's really made stars out of some of these fighters that you wouldn't have known, or it would have taken them a lot longer to get, you know, into this position. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.